What's up, gorgeous? It's your girl Kimchiwarriorprincess here, and today we're talking ladies' suits. And trust me, I know the struggle. We'll be looking at what to shop for and how to style it once you have it for every situation that you'll find yourself in. And if you're digging the content of this video, please comment, like, and subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kimchiwarriorprincess. Alright, so let's get started.
When first selecting a suit, there are two key factors to consider. The first is the fabric and the second is the fit. It's a challenge for women because there's no one standard which men have had for decades, while our fashion changes constantly and the beautiful shape of each of our bodies varies so much from one another. I'm here to break it all down so you can look amazing and invest correctly in your future. Here, I'm wearing a custom-made suit that I was lucky enough to have done while I was visiting in India. It's a 50% wool and 50% silk blend. The lining inside is 100% silk, and I selected both the navy blue material along with the polka dot lining specifically. I chose unlined pants as I tend to run hot, and I also had a pencil skirt made with half lining, meaning it covers your butt on the inside. Whenever you have the option to buy multiple pieces, meaning skirt and pants and blazer, do so if you're able to. It's always good to have options, even if you wear skirts less than, say, 10% of the time, and you're mostly a trouser kind of girl like I am. It can be nearly impossible to go back in time and find that exact material and color or brand to match if you so later decide on that. If you decide so later on that you did want the skirt as well. When you select your suit, look for enough structure in the shoulders and the coat itself. Structure makes clothing look more high-end. Pay attention so that the shoulders reach the end of your own. Women typically get a shoulder that ends before their own shoulder does, and that can make their upper arms appear thicker than they really are. Don't be afraid of a shoulder that hits right at the end of yours. It will not make you appear broad-shouldered, but it'll actually drape beautifully and create a beautiful silhouette. Look at the lapels. How thick are they at the thickest point? Modern suits tend to have a thinner lapel, which can also have another slimming effect as well. Another fabric option is high-end Italian washable wool with spandex, which is what this Banana Republic suit is made from. I love wearing this suit for hotter climates, and when I know I'm going to be very active that day. It provides stretch, and it's technically also machine washable, but I do still dry clean them to keep its structure. Pay attention to buttons. Girls with a bigger bust tend to do better with single button blazers. I personally prefer single button as they look the sleekest, and they can never have the issue of pulling or gaping between buttons since there's only one. So pay attention to the color that they are. You typically want something that doesn't stand out too much. Tortoiseshell is my favorite, but also one that matches the shade of the suit is desirable as well. The color of the suit is incredibly important as color gives off an aura of who you are. When it comes to business, you can never go wrong with navy, charcoal, or black. I personally prefer navy above other colors because black can actually be quite a challenging color to wear for many complexions. Also, it is a very formal color, which I tend to save for only when it's absolutely needed. Navy is like the stylish cousin to black, and it complements everyone. Navy also complements brown leather accessories incredibly well and can go with nearly any color shirt too. Other details to pay attention to include cutting threads that connect flaps. These are found on the butt of the jacket and also the back of the skirt when they're brand new. They should always be cut prior to wearing. Typically, it'll come in an X pattern. Also, pockets may come sewn, so make sure to cut the threads that seal the pocket if you intend to use them, which most of us do. Now, digging deeper into the fit of the suit itself, take the material into consideration. For this custom-made suit, which is the 50-50 wool-silk blend, there's not much of any natural stretch to it, so I made sure to have wiggle room in the thighs so I can move around comfortably. Also, there's some room in my jacket as well, so I could be flexible in my upper half. The sleeve length of the suit should come to the end of your wrist, hitting right before where your thumb bone begins. The cuff of the long sleeve shirt, if you happen to be wearing one, it should peek out from underneath your suit. If you like to wear watches or show off bracelets, having the sleeve length a little bit shorter is acceptable as well. The jacket length itself should cover the majority of your butt. For men, theirs always covers their entire butt, but for women, we usually have a little extra oomph there, as I like to call it, and anywhere from mid to bottom butt is fine for length. You do not want to go much longer than the bottom of your butt, but you just want to avoid your entire butt being exposed from underneath the jacket, which gives off that cutesy, unprofessional vibe. I aim to have my pants hemmed at the ankle. This gives me the flexibility to wear flats or heels. If you work in an extremely conservative environment, you do not typically want your pants hemmed above your ankle. This trend gives off too much of a casual vibe, I've found. I also have my skirts fall right at the knee, never above, because when sitting down, it rides up to actually expose quite a bit of thigh, which is fine for other occasions, but if you're job hunting or working in a conservative environment, you'll most likely want your skirt knee length. Taller girls can get away with skirts falling below the knee, but for other girls shorter than about, say, 5'6", if your skirt falls much below your knees, it can create the illusion that you're shorter than you actually are. Dresses are a completely acceptable alternative to the suit. You must make sure, though, in a business formal environment, the dress must cover the shoulders, touch the knee, and cover excessive cleavage. This dress just barely meets the mark on each of these points, but you get the idea. You also want to stay free from excessive patterns or crazy colors. However, once in a while, a solid red dress could actually be quite empowering, yet professional. For business to business casual environments, I love this Aritzia suit. I have it in this beige color and also in a blush pink as well. It fits true to size, has a stretchy waist, and when worn with the same color shirt, the monochromatic scheme gives another slimming and taller effect. During winter, I do like to swap out the tank for a turtleneck, and a turtleneck under a blazer always gives that bougie old money vibe, which I love and Blair Waldorf would approve of. When fitting my waist, butt, and hips into suit pants, I try it on and make sure I can sit down, get up, and bend comfortably. So select your size according to your largest body part, meaning either your waist, hips, butt, or thighs, then alter it. So I size up due to my hips and butt needing room, and then the waist is now a little bit too big. So I either get the waist taken in by a seamstress, or I'll wear a belt if it's only like an inch gap. Pants can be a challenge for ladies requiring a very tall inseam or a very short inseam. So checking out taller petite options at Banana Republic, Express, Ann Taylor, LaFleur, or your department stores such as Macy's are going to be your best starting points. Always be on the lookout for sales and promo codes. It's worth the investment to get something from one of these stores versus the super fast fashion suit sections of, say, like H&M. You're going to feel much more professional and put together. You can go cheap on your shirts and blouses and some accessories, but I recommend investing a little bit into the suit itself, and then next would probably be your shoes. Shoes are incredibly difficult for women's suits and probably deserves a video entirely on that topic itself. For the sake of time, I'll just describe the basics. With navy suits, I recommend brown or nude shoes. Navy pumps or flats would work as well. I personally just don't have any yet, but they're on my future shopping list. Nude is also recommended for skirts and dresses. During cold weather and very active days, I wear my brown leather Aerosoles loafers that I got on Amazon. They're super comfy and they stretch a little bit over time. For accessories, just keep it simple. I love earrings, they brighten up my face. I feel naked without something on my left wrist. I'm a fan of both gold and silver equally, but whatever I do, I keep it consistent with my jewelry and belt buckle and throughout the entire outfit as well. So just pick either gold and silver and stick with it. Also, I recommend a structured bag in a neutral shade with durable material that can carry folders, a laptop, the essentials. I don't recommend a flimsy bag in that kind of diaper bag, sleeping bag sort of waterproof material. This Kate Spade one that I have has been worth every penny for me. So I prefer one that completely closes or zips along the top because, you know, your girl can drive crazy sometimes. So if I hit the brakes too quickly, I don't need my life spilling out my passenger seat, okay? People say to dress for the job you want, not the job you have. I say you should be able to do so while spending like the person you were 10 years ago. I save for the important pieces while being very frugal on others, such as this yellow blouse. I bought it over 15 years ago when I was in high school for $4.99, I think, from the clearance rack at Ross. And at that time, that was a significant amount of money for me. I've been so blessed since then that I could afford something much more than this. But I kept it to remind myself that we attract even bigger blessings into our lives by taking care of what we've been given. Also, why would I get rid of something I love just because I can afford something more expensive? First impressions weigh heavily, but what is even more important is who's the woman behind every suit? Why did she come here today? What are her hopes and her dreams? There are so many questions that a woman asks herself every day, hoping to have her beautiful soul reflect outwardly. But the question that stands out to her the most is, who does she yearn to be and what will she do to get there? I'm April and I'm the Kimchi Warrior Princess. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.